Trump is gone.
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 Him and his toothpaste tell them bye-bye.
Trump is gone.
Ah, Trump is gone.
Trump is gone.
Somebody go ahead and peel that orange up out the door.
Trump is gone.
We don't want to see him no more.
Trump is gone.
Said I don't need no other word in this song. Ah, but Trump is gone. Ain't no lie.
These are your votes.
Hey everyone, welcome to Won't Stick to Sports. I'm Cari Champion, that is Jemele Hill. Today is interesting because yesterday we had to celebrate what I think many of us didn't realize would be such an emotional day. I felt very jaded going in, but today I feel hopeful. Our staff, meanwhile, is clearly hopeful.
They
You
were
saw
doing it. Yes.
What's wrong with your people? Those are your people.
No home training.
No home training. Their mamas and daddies ain't taught them nothing. Ain't taught them nothing.
They drink it at work. I'm like, oh,
Are we in Europe?
Because, we never drink at work.
I don't know what is a water in this
don't do
cup.
that.
Meanwhile, shout out to Billy D. Washington and his song, Trump is Gone. A friend of mine, and I thought that was great to sort of celebrate what happened yesterday.
Yeah, it definitely gets you in the mood.
Yeah.
And you're right, it was a very emotional day for a lot of people, a lot of relief going on. But it feels good to be able to say that today, this is the first full day of Joe Biden's presidency.
And
Number
Madam
46.
Vice President?
Kamala Harris's vice presidency. So, we can fully embrace this moment. So, of course, we thought that we would review some of our favorite moments.
From the Enog.
Yeah, from the
I called it
inauguration.
Enog. Can I shorten it? The Enog? No, okay, inauguration.
All right.
For me, honestly, Joe Biden's speech was right on point. I felt like he was tapping into the soul of many people who were just exhausted from all the hatred and the anger. But then I got energized when I saw this.
Yeah, and especially that's the same Capitol police officer who, frankly, prevented that insurrection from being worse, escorting new Vice President Kamala Harris in. By the way, I'm feeling that coat.
I need a purple suit.
Listen, it's so much fashion. It was so much swag. I mean,
I need a purple suit.
You need a purple suit? I need a coat like that. And Eugene Goodman, the Capitol Police officer, by the way, he was sporting some Gucci. I'm like, you know what, sir, you go ahead and do that.
Meanwhile, this moment, I got so many calls and texts right here. This was special. It reminds me, it has sentiments of what happened when Barack became president. I remember where I was. I remember the hope I felt. And speaking of Barack, there he is with that elegant
Can we
lady.
just take a moment?
No, just take a moment and just be like,
Michelle
go
was
ahead.
like, I didn't come to play with y'all today.
I'm not playing with y'all today. I'm bad. Like Michael Jackson, I'm bad. Can we still say that? Is Michael canceled? I'm not for sure. Go ahead.
She made me find my entire joy. Look at them curls. Look at that volume.
You know what? You know what she's saying?
She had a super body
I
when
didn't
she
come
left her
here
here
to
last
play.
night.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop y'all with this burgundy, this power suit.
She just hit us from all
I'm
angles.
gonna leave my leather on because it's cold out here. I'm gonna shop my girl out. I'm gonna have
Look
a
at
moment of
this.
sisterhood.
Look at this.
You know what? She whispered to her there, I didn't want to run for president. I gave this to you. And I want you to do well. That's what she said.
There was the terrorist fist bump, remember that, as a controversy with former President Obama. But no, that was a great moment. I mean, there's so many young women of color looking at this moment of seeing the first black first lady now with the first woman vice president, first black and South Asian woman. So just so many moments that we can be proud of that'll help us cleanse a little bit.
But you know what made me really happy? One of my favorite moments, a National Youth Poet Laureate. That would be Amanda Gorman.
We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one.
She took us to church.
She took us to church. The best thing she said, although we grieve, we grow. Although we grieve, we grow.
I love when she said that the country is unfinished, right? Because we have been writing this very ugly chapter for the last 4 years, and it doesn't have to be the end point. We have a lot of time in which we can grow. We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we do have a lot of work to do, and I remember saying that yesterday to so many people.
But as we know, as you said, this is a new day, and one of the scariest things, I think, about this former administration is how they have tried to revise history. In 4 years, Donald Trump has told over 30,000 lies, which leads us to the question of the week. How do we recover from Donald Trump's presidency?
It sounds like an ex-boyfriend I have. Meanwhile, though, let's not digress. To answer that question, we welcome in Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative journalist Nikole Hannah-Jones. Nikole, thank you so much for joining us. Yesterday was a day. I know people were drinking because they thought it was a celebration, but I have to ask you, was there any celebrating in your house now that 4 years of chaos seems to be at an end?
Yeah, I was definitely drinking some nice strong bourbon. Mostly, I had to pause to reflect on all the people who didn't make it because, we're here to talk because we did survive this last 4 years, but a lot of people didn't. So I think we should celebrate that, but also be a bit somber because it really has been a long and hard 4 years. And there are a lot of folks who are missing people in their households tonight.
That's fair. It has been a long 4 years. We have reflected on that in the show. And so we have to talk about our question of the week. How does, I guess, America, or those in certain parts of America, recover from Donald Trump's presidency?
I think there's going to be a rush for reconciliation, but you can't have reconciliation until there's some type of justice and acknowledgement of all the harm that's been done. Unity is important, but justice is more important. And we can't expect that the party that is truly reflective of the multiracial democracy, the party that has tried to expand rights, the party that has tried to do right by American people should not be the ones always having to conform to those who don't even think people like you and I should have equality. So I don't know how we recover. I'm a journalist. I just write about problems. I don't have to fix them. But I certainly know that we don't recover by not pretending that we have this festering problem that is as old as our country, and we have to deal with that.
Nikole, allow me to be petty on your behalf. Of course, you can join in this pettiness. Your 1619 project, exceptional, one of the best things that I've ever had the pleasure of absorbing.
Amen.
Yes, of reframing American history through the lens of slavery. You won a Pulitzer Prize for this. The Trump administration has been coming for you consistently over this project, so much so that they had the nerve to introduce something that they called the 1776 Commission, which basically says that, we were all wrong about slavery. It wasn't that bad, but everybody does it. I mean, this is just some bullshit.
Bull!
It is horrible.
Yeah, I have to say the fact that it took Joe Biden about as long to take that thing down as it took for them to produce it speaks to everything that we need to know, right? It wasn't written by historians. It was like so much in this administration. It was just an embarrassment. It was just a group of folks who basically were giving 1950s talking points about racism and slavery. Besides the Pulitzer, the fact that project has made Trump and his supporters so mad is probably my greatest honor.
Amen.
So, it's all good.
Yeah, you basically, when they mad at you, that means you're doing it right. And we have lived on that side.
You said something to me that I just have never forgotten. It's really been baked in my spirit. You said that Black people are the most inconvenient people because we remind America of what it promised, what it is supposed to deliver, and what it's supposed to be constantly. We are the upholders of this democracy. Now that there's a new administration, how optimistic are you that some of these conversations that will take place under a Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration will be different?
Joe Biden understands that he would not be sleeping in the White House tonight, Black Americans, and particularly the organizing of Black women. He understands that. And at his side is a Black woman whose own parents were active in the civil rights movement. And I pray that he does not forget that Black people were the ones who got him there and also the ones who need the most support.
The work that you're doing is invaluable, and I want you to know, I know it's not easy being on the front lines or being the first, and I know there comes with many cuts and bruises, and we are grateful for you. Thank you so much for
we are, and have some Uncle Nearest on me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you both.
Thank you. All right, so coming up next, how do we get over talking about Trump in these last 4 years? Well, actor and heartthrob Michael Ealy joins us, so stick around. You do not want to miss it.
Welcome back to Won't Stick to Sports. Joining us now is Michael Ealy, the star of the new thriller Fatale, out now in theaters and on demand. Take a look.
I didn't see his face. You know, he was choking me. He fired the gun a couple of times.
Have we met before?
Excuse me?
I'm certain I know you from somewhere.
I don't think so.
Ooh la la. Michael, thank you so much for joining me and Jemele on Won't Stick to Sports.
Thanks for having me.
Isn't it annoying how all women fall over you? Aren't you just tired of it?
Yeah, Cari, I'm exhausted.
I mean,
I have looked deep in within myself and said, you know what? I want to change.
Yeah.
I think it'd be better to be repulsive.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm going to change it.
See, that's why you keep being in these thrillers.
So I have to ask you this. This role in particular was one of these things where I'm watching, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, somebody gonna get killed, why y'all fighting, I'm putting what's going on. So why was it this role for you?
You know, I'm a firm believer that when people seem to have it all, they don't.
Ooh.
And so I feel like this was a guy who on paper looked like he had it all. And, you know, that obviously leads to bigger and better problems.
We're all looking for an escape right now, especially during this particular time. But keep it real with us. What's it like having to do publicity for a new movie when the whole country has gone to shit?
Yeah. In short.
You know, that's a great question because it's really... sometimes it's kind of frustrating, right? Because you don't want to come off as tone deaf to what's really going on. There's been no stability for 4 years. So anytime you have a project, it feels almost like, I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this movie because, you know, I don't know if we'll even have, you know, like a civilization in.
Fair. And I think that's probably been the toughest thing for everyone, learning how to adjust, because I think our lives just stopped. Not only have our lives changed in so many ways in such a quick period of time, I've seen so many people, such as yourself, just speak out. Why do you think it's necessary to use your platform and speak out in a way to identify what's right and what's wrong?
Because, you know, there's this fallacy that people don't listen to celebs, right? Like there's a group of people online who always say, shut up and stick to this, right? I mean, you guys won't stick to sports.
Right.
We get it. But then if you don't speak out, you know, you see people saying, I'm so tired of celebrities who never use their platform for good. And they're so egocentric. And it's really kind of interesting because to me, Washington is Hollywood. I think there's a lot more actors in Congress than there are in Hollywood. So, you know, there's this inability to recognize that we are actors and we can also be activists. Like we can do more. We don't have the luxury to not care anymore.
That's right.
Right? I think, you know, we're gonna have to be active, like, and engaged from now on.
And to me, that allows us to live in all the worlds without someone saying, stick to this, which leads us, and I'm doing a really hard left turn here, which leads us to what I need to ask you. Because you live in a lot of different worlds, you know, as an actor. And I mentioned this earlier, people, women more specifically, find you appealing.
Really?
They do.
I had not noticed that.
They
That's
do.
Funny. Okay.
We're going to play a game with you. And we're going to talk about some flirty moves that I'm sure you found yourself in your single days. And even now, you know, as an actor and a handsome leading actor, people were flirting with you often. And I'm going to just give you a scenario, as will Jay. And then it's going to be like, ooh la la, like, yes, you like that scenario? Or, nah, 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 I don't like that scenario.
Assume this scenario is pre-COVID and pre-marriage, okay? You're in a bar, you make eye contact with a fine young lady across the room, and suddenly
It's over. It's done. She's pregnant.
Wait a second. Okay, suddenly your phone dings and you see she airdropped you some nudes. Is that a ooh la la or a nah nah nah?
Define nudes.
I mean, is there another definition I'm aware of? Like, nudes. Like she was like, here's a preview. Boom,
Okay.
boom, boom.
That's gonna be what was it? Nah, nah, nah.
Uh-huh.
That's gonna be a nah, nah, nah.
Why?
Okay. I'm old school. Speak to me. I'm gonna speak to you. You're gonna speak to me.
Don't talk to my cerebral side, Michael.
Yeah,
don't try to be on here. Come on here and get
A fine
points.
woman sends you some news that's in a bar. No, you going up to her.
Don't come on here and just talk to me. You know what, Michael? We like you already. Okay. So here's another one. So you are kind of hanging out with somebody, y'all dating, and every morning she sends you a good morning text with emoji faces. Like, good morning, kiss, kiss emoji. Every morning, just to let you know, yeah, hey, baby, you on my mind, and what's not. Is that a ooh la la or a nah, nah, nah?
I'd say ooh la la, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. That's sweet.
Okay. I feel like he wants to be like, that's corny as hell.
Do you want to meet in the middle?
Right.
Now, this is assuming we not sleeping in the same place, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah. I mean, she woke up thinking about me. I'm cool.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Final scenario here. Let's say you're just happen to be watching TV, and you see someone has photoshopped herself next to you. Because
you know what?
I'm not gonna say any names, but somebody on this show, not named Jemele, might have done that with a famous Hollywood actor. And she photoshopped herself next to him. I mean, is that weird or creepy? Oh, I'm sorry. Is that ooh la la or nah nah nah?
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Oh, now you gotta explain?
Michael, listen, first and foremost, I was encouraged by this one. She was like, hey, Cari, slide into those DMs.
Well, you know what I didn't say? Hey, Cari, Photoshop yourself in a photo with him so we can put it on TV. Yes, I did say that.
I think I wouldn't take it as ooh la la, but also I'm saying this with love. You never want to date a superhero.
I agree with that.
I'm sorry. Why not?
No, I agree with that.
They're gonna miss graduations and they might not show up on the day of the wedding because they out saving the world. And as you've seen in every Marvel movie, their first love is fighting crime.
Yeah.
So they're not built for the kind of commitment you're gonna need. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, Michael.
Thank you, Michael, for encouraging our total nonsense. Look, just try to survive and thrive. 2021 is off to an interesting start.
It is.
Nevertheless, we know you'll pull through, and much success on the movie and everything else that you have going on.
I hope to see y'all on the other side of this thing. All right, y'all, be well.
Okay, bye.
We've got to take a break, but when we return, we'll say a final farewell to the former emotional terrorist in chief. Welcome back to Won't Stick to Sports. Yesterday, Cari, I really had a lot of mixed emotions. So many people were tweeting how happy they were. And while I felt a little happiness, and it took me a moment to get into it.
Sure.
And thankfully, it was Michelle Obama and her curls and her volume, her amazing look, period. That certainly did a lot to lift my spirits. But that being said, I was very glad about the speech that Joe Biden gave, because while it was probably in many ways overly optimistic, I thought he was very intentional about naming some of the issues that we are having right now in our country. Take a look.
Now, a rise of political extremism, white supremacy, domestic terrorism that we must confront and we will defeat. We must end this uncivil war that pits red against blue, rural versus urban, conservative versus liberal. We can do this if we open our souls instead of hardening our hearts.
Joe forgot one thing, black versus white, because that's where I find myself today. I hate how I feel. I hate how angry I become. I've seen people really, truly stop speaking to family and friends because of what has been going on these last 4 years. And in my mind, I'm like, whoa. We really, really, truly live in two Americas. And what I've learned about this one America is that we're not educated enough and we don't have enough love, hope, or enough honesty in our hearts, because we all are so committed to telling our side of the story. And I truly am disappointed in some of my actions. Don't regret them. Disappointed, though, because I could have handled this with more civility, more love, more humanity. I ask for that all the time, and I found myself not giving it. And yesterday, I thought to myself, I gotta return to civility. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna be perfect, but at the end of the day, we are all humans. And I have to, if I really truly wanna understand what they think, that other crowd thinks, I have to listen.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, I mean, I think a big roadblock into why we have lost the civility is because there has been a certain group of people in this country who felt like they didn't owe any civility to anybody else because of who the president was. Now, I'm hoping that given his absence in the White House, absence on social media, that maybe some of this can unravel, but a lot of people have been radicalized. A lot of people have, through social media, have had their minds corrupted. And you cannot reason or be civil with these people.
What your mama used to tell you? You can't argue with crazy.
That's the truth.
I'm really gonna try to handle these people. God bless me. I'm gonna try to, cause I'm saying it to you, but you know me.
You putting it out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna put it out in the universe. I'm gonna try to be nice to y'all, but y'all get on my damn nerves, but I'm gonna try to be nice.
You rise above for both of us, okay? Cari's gonna rise above. You know what I'm gonna rise? I'm gonna rise this drink to my mouth. That's what I'm gonna do, because guess what? I'm gonna tap into my happy. What's your friend's name? Billy D. Washington?
Gone.
We need to run that.
Run that back. Trump is gone. Hallelujah. Trump is gone. Hey, Lord. Trump is gone. Praise the Lord. Trump is gone. You see the black church? Trump is gone. Hallelujah. Trump is gone. Black church. Trump is gone.
We just gonna keep going.